Alright, so today we're going to be replacing an old fire alarm. We're going to be replacing a wired fire alarm with a new Nest Protect fire alarm. And the first thing to notice is you'll see that there's a green light on the old fire alarm. That indicates that it's still connected and it's powered. And I'm going to go turn it off. Alright, so I'm at the breaker panel for the house, and on the right you'll see that there's a bunch of labels, and you'll see things for range, you'll see things for heat, water heater, dryer, AC number 2, AC number 1, washer, bath GFI plugs, master bedroom, and then it says and S&D. S&D typically stands for smoke detector, so I know that it's going to be on breaker number 17, and I can look at the rest of these labels and see that none of the other ones actually say smoke detector or anything else. So you'll have to kind of figure out, based on looking at the labels in your panel, whether the breaker is going to control the smoke detectors. My house was nice enough, the electricians, when they were wiring it, they were nice enough to label the breaker where the smoke detectors are actually plugged into. So I'm going to look for number 17, where it says smoke detector. The breaker that is there for number 17 is this one, and you can see it's all the way on, and I'm basically just going to throw the breaker to turn it off. Alright, so number 17 is off, and we're going to go back to the smoke detector now. Alright, so I'm back at the smoke detector now, and you can see that the green light is no longer blinking. This indicates that it does not have power anymore, so it's now off, or it should be off. And so I've got a small ladder here. I've got my electrician's vest. I've got 2 gloves that should help protect me. I've got the smoke detector that I'm going to replace it with. I've got my Fluke multimeter. I've got 2 screwdrivers that I can use, and then I've got a Dremel electric screwdriver and 2 types of plier. Those are my tools. Alright, so I'm just going to put my vest on. I also recommend using safety protectant like eye protectors or safety glasses. Alright, so my vest is on. I'm going to put my gloves on. Alright, so my gloves are on now, and I'm just going to test to make sure I can reach. Alright, so I'm on the step stool, and I can reach, and I have sufficient grip that I can get to it. I'm going to take out the battery now. It's a 9-volt battery. I'm going to take it out. I don't need that. And I'm going to turn it. Pops out. And I'm going to try and access the wiring here. Alright, so that's about as good as I need to get, and I'm going to just unplug the old fire alarm from the back. Alright, so that's done. And now I need to remove the old plate, because we're not going to be using that anymore. I need to basically replace it with a new plate from nest. And you can see up there, there's 2 flatheads that I need to remove. So I got my flathead in. I'm going to set it to reverse. And then I'm going to just reverse these out. Alright, that's out. Alright, that's out. And then here's the Nest Protect. I'm going to pop that out. This, I actually already paired it to my Nest account, but you can basically just follow the steps for the app to do that. And dump all that out. And I need the screws from here. Alright. There's 4 of those. And these are Phillips head. So I'm going to swap my Dremel back out from the flat to the Phillips. It's Phillips. And then they give you 3 of these cap nuts or twist nuts so that you can connect the hot and the neutral. And then also cap off the other signal wire that normally goes to the smoke detectors. So, before I do anything electrical, I'm going to take out my multimeter and just verify that there is no power. And you want to set it to the little sine wave for the AC voltage. So it's now set to AC, and you can verify it says volts AC on the right. Alright, and I'm going to pull this stuff out, and there's 3 connections here. The white one we don't really care about anymore, but we're just going to cap it off so that there's no path to short. And I am going to put the probe in on that one. And I'll put that probe in. And there's a small voltage there. It's not very much, not really able to do much anything. Could just be from the wires acting like antennas. So I'll put that back in. And just very low. So at this point I feel it's pretty safe. If you saw 120 volts, then it would still be on. But I'm seeing everything below 0.2. Alright, so that's good. I'll put the meter over there, and then I'm going to take off the cap nuts and just test once more. Actually, I think the red is actually the signal, and the black and the white are actually the... Yeah. Red comes from the center, and then they have the black and the white there. What does that say? Warning, AC power present. So, just reminding you to check the AC power. Alright, I'm going to grab my meter again. Just check the other 2. Alright. So I got my probe on the black wire. Yeah. I might just have to take the cap nuts off. And still, I'm putting it in there, not really seeing much of anything. 0.2. Alright, so those look safe. And now, I'm going to take the cap nuts off. And I'm really just going to do one at a time. So that's the first cap nut. And let's see. I'll take the black one off too. Alright. So the rows are off. And I'm just going to try and double check to make sure there's no power. So from the wires that are coming from the wall, I'm just going to hold against those. And again, I still see 0.2. 0.2 or less. When I remove, I see that it goes up because I'm being like an antenna. I touch, and basically 0. Turn the light on so you can see. Alright. 0. Alright, and with those two wires, I'm just going to match the colors that are on the mesh provided wire. And I try and keep them in the same orientation. So with those like that, I'm just going to take those two parallel to each other and then twist it. And I keep twisting them until they get really tight and they wrap around. That's how I know they have a good connection. Alright, those are good. And then I just need to grab this black one, keep it parallel. Alright. And those are parallel, twisting until they get real tight. And you want to have them tight so that when you put them back into the junction box, they're not just going to pop off and then short out, because that'll cause an issue. I could throw a breaker, or you could cause a fire or something. Alright, and now I've just got the last red one, so I'm just going to pop this off. And at this point it should be pretty safe. There shouldn't be any current going through it at all. So I just got the red one, and I'm going to take the last new cap nut, and I'm just going to basically put it over this red one by itself. And that way I know it's safe and it's not going to short out or anything. And I'm just going to keep trying to twist it until it makes a good connection in there. I'm just going to tug on it. I'll tug on these. Nothing coming off. Tug on that one. Nothing coming off. Alright, and now I've just got this little ground that's in here, and that ground's not going to do anything. And that's it. So now I'm going to replace the plate. So I need these, and little note says use a Nest app to set up, which I've already done, and then install. Alright. So I got one screw, and I got my screwdriver with the Phillips in it. And the tricky thing with this is I need to have this little plate, I need it to match up with the conduit pattern that's in there. So I'm going to find the one that I think is these two. And the other thing that I have to look for is it shows the no screwdriver symbol there. And so that basically means don't screwdriver from this side, screwdriver it from this side. And so this little grommet seal is going to be up towards the ceiling. Alright, so I am going to shove the red wire in there first, because I don't need that one at all. Alright. So the red wire and the ground are shoved back in there. And I'm going to shove the hot and neutral back into the conduit box. And now I just have the one little wire sticking up. And I'm just going to use that to hold the mount while I'm getting the screwdriver ready. So the screwdriver I'm going to set to forward. And I'm just going to hold this like that so I have the other free hand. And then, let's see. Oh, do I have to use the other screwdriver? I think I'm fine. Alright. So I can just hold it like this. And I'm trying to put it in a place where it covers up the hole. Alright, so that's the first one. And I'm going to try and do the other three now. First one's already in there pretty good. Alright. That one doesn't look as good. Let's see if I can put it in this hole. Alright. That one looks good. Let's see if I can use that one. Someone in there. And I'll try this last one. I don't know. I think I don't even need that one anymore. Alright, now I'm going to take the Nest Protect and I'm going to connect the Nest Protect. The Nest Protect is now connected. And I'm going to shove all that stuff up there. And I just got to find that groove, which it looks like that's it. And then you might want to just get it lined up parallel to the wall, so this is lined up with that. Yep. And it's nice and secure. And then the next step is really just to turn it on. Alright, so I'm back at the breaker panel. I'm looking for the breaker that has the smoke detectors connected. And then I just turn this back on. Alright, so I just turned the breaker back on and I just press the button, so it should be connecting now. And then we'll see if we can test it real quick.
Ready in the entryway. Press to test.
And I'm just going to press it to test
This is only a test. The alarm will sound. The alarm is loud. The test starts in 10 seconds. Press to cancel. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4,
no, it's going to be pretty loud. I'm not going to
cancel.
do it. Alright, yeah, so that's basically it. Alright, and then looking at the app, because I turned the power off, you'll see that all the other smoke detectors, they turn to blue. So you can see Wi-Fi was good, battery was good. These are in the other rooms. And then if I look for the entryway, which is the one that I just plugged in, it says everything's good. So now it's checking all the Nest Protects. So I just ran a test from the app, and it was able to connect to just about everything. And now it's trying to connect to the entryway again. And yep, everything's okay. All green.